Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. We got a fantastic show today. We got HBO Hard Knocks, Dallas Cowboys, going to be on here in about 10 minutes. I got the HBO Go. I don't really know how it works with the HBO Go, so hopefully I can get everything to stream properly. Normally I have just HBO throughout my television provider, but then we can end up having a watch party and we can end up watching this together. It's going to be interesting to see who ends up being the showcase or the showpiece of the HBO Hard Knocks. Is it going to be Micah Parsons? Is it going to be Dak Prescott? Is it going to end up being someone else like Ezekiel Elliott? I don't really know, but I've been watching this from the very beginning. It's awesome to be able to see the behind the scenes with everything that goes on. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Either $ ORION NWSF on the Cash App or the YouTube Super Chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below your video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. And obviously for the streams, it's going to be able to be kind of hard to be able to find the HBO Hard Knocks on YouTube. If someone puts it on there, obviously you have a good chance of getting your channel blocked. I've seen some people do like Good Morning Football and some of the other shows, and they kind of tilt it sideways, and sometimes that gets them off the hook. A lot of times these guys are overseas as well, so they have different regulations and different rules if you're not in the United States. So obviously, if I have the ability to throw it up and not get penalized or a copyright strike or get my channel taken down, obviously I would, but I got to figure out how to get my setup here going here first. We got about 9 minutes before we end up having it. It's going to be the Dallas Cowboys, episode 1. We're going to have 5 episodes, I believe. Nothing really going on in the NFL. Obviously, we saw Patrick Robinson from the New Orleans Saints decide to retire. So with them, having these cornerback issues, obviously a little touching on the Michael Thomas issue as well. So he ended up playing when he could have ended up having surgery last season. Then he wanted to play for Drew. The coaches and Sean Payton wanted him to play for Drew. They didn't get it done. And then obviously he didn't get the surgery, in time. And now they're blaming him for not being ready in time, even though he could have got it done earlier during the regular season, prior to the playoff push, or at the end of the season, immediately could have got it done. And now they're kind of blaming him. So it seems like that relationship is fractured. It's not going to get better. I know they've been talking about C.J. Henderson. I know they've been talking about Shark. Urban Meyer won a championship with Michael Thomas at The Ohio State University. That would be a great fit for him to go over. But I just don't know if that's going to happen this year. More than likely, if something happens, it'll be next year. So we'll see what kind of attitude Michael Thomas has, if he's going to be a distraction in the locker room or not. But it just seems like it's snowballing right now for the Saints, unfortunately. Injury after injury. I saw a hospital picture of Big Nuts Will Lutz. Prayers up for him. Hopefully he ends up being okay. And even though I'm a Buccaneers fan since 1995, I don't wish any bad thoughts, on any of the former teams that are my rival, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers. But we got HBO Hard Knocks, Dallas fucking Cowboys. Hop in the room and join your boy. Like I said, I haven't done it on HBO Go or HBO Max. So I normally have HBO on my TV. Then I ended up moving, and then things got kind of switched around. So I had to end up borrowing my friend's HBO Max password. It looks like I can stream it onto my TV here in the studio, but I don't know how it's going to work. I've never used this app before, so hopefully things end up pretty smoothly. But I am excited about Micah Parsons. To me, he's the best rookie in this defensive class, except for J.C. Horn. Obviously, he's a dog, and we already know about Patrick Surtain. We already know about him on the Denver Broncos. But those two corners and this stud linebacker are really the ones to keep an eye on. If you watch the Hall of Fame game, it was boring. Not a lot of scoring, a lot of backups. But on the bright side of it, you got to see We Damn Boys. You got to see the Dallas Cowboys, and you got to see Micah Parsons. The one thing that really worries me, though, is Dak Prescott. Right now, going into the season, I thought maybe Washington and Dallas were at the top with the Giants and the Eagles at the bottom. Now I'm starting to kind of feel if Dak is injured more than they're willing to let on. Troy Aikman, Good Morning Football, a lot of different sources in Dallas with James Slater and whatnot. It sounds like maybe Dak isn't 100%, and we obviously know we had issues with the ankle and the shoulder. He's not 100%. We get it. But by the time we get into that schedule, it's not going to be too easy for him. So if he ends up being a little bit more hurt than they're leading on, I'm not sure if Dallas is going to make the playoffs this season, let alone Dak being able to long-term be able to stay healthy as we're going into the 2021 season. So as I kind of look at it, I had Washington. I feel that the more well-balanced team with Ryan Fitzmagic, Scary Terry McLaurin, you got Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas, a great defense led by Chase Young. You got that. Okay. And then on top of that, you got the Dallas Cowboys. We don't know about the defense and obviously with the new coaching staff and how that's all going to work out with Quinn. Okay. But I do know Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, they should be end up, having some better relationships with each other to be able to at least mold that defense from being the worst in NFL history to horrible to bad to maybe average. But if Dak can't stay healthy, they're not making the playoffs. So at this point, this is going to be very critical these next, 4 episodes after this, keeping an eye on inside training camp. And then as we get closer and closer to the regular season, if Dak can play the whole year, they are in the running for a wild card or winning the division. Facts. But the thing is, they're so top heavy on the offense with Michael Gallup. Amari Cooper's injured, but he's coming back off the PUP list. I love CeeDee Lamb. He's the breakout star for that team. Zeke is back. Offensive line isn't really where it used to be when he first came into the league. That's facts. All right. But the defense with Micah Parsons will help them bring some structure and continuity, and hopefully Dan Quinn and the rest of the other, coaches on the staff can help bring it up. I'm not a big fan of Mike McCarthy, but I still think that if Dak stays healthy the whole year, comeback player of the year, you can pretty much give him that award more than likely. He should be able to throw for 4,000 to 5,000 yards if he plays all the games, which is a big what if. Okay. And then as we get further along with the Giants, the big question mark is Danny Dimes, and the Eagles right now are kind of at the bottom. I'm just kind of wondering if they have enough, because they're kind of in rebuilding mode. So right now it's really, I think, Washington at the top with Dallas and the Giants kind of jockeying for positions, Eagles at the bottom. But as you know, any team can win out of the NFC East, and that's big facts. So we got a couple minutes before we end up getting this started. Hopefully I can end up getting it all streamed properly on my end. Hybrid in the building. What to do? Young DC14 in the building. Nola in the building. Davy in the building. Let's see. Anthony Farah in the building. Nola in the building. Pierpont in the building. Let's see the Cowboys implode. I don't want to see the Cowboys implode. Regardless if you love the Cowboys or hate the Cowboys, I follow all 32 teams. We got 3.4 million views, over 1,100 videos in the library, just on the cusp of 20,000 subscribers. I follow all 32 teams in depth. When the Niners and the Cowboys are good in the NFL, that makes a overall better trend for the NFL. And there's a good chance that the Cowboys and the Niners, just like they were back in the day with Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Leon Lett, and going back on the other side with Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Dion in 94, and the whole roster that they had. This could be special for the Niners and the Cowboys this season, and that's big facts. Michael Pierpont, happy retirement. Patrick Robinson, love you, Eagle for life. Big interception against the Vikings. I saw that in the NFC Championship game 2017. They ended up showing that on the internet quite a bit. Ben Burr in the building. Anthony Farah, William Burney, Brute Saint in the building. What to do? So we'll see what goes on here. Like I said, I don't want to risk putting things on to the screen, even if I try to slip it sideways. Because like I said, I've worked very hard with the 20,000 subscribers, to build the platform. And like I said, YouTube is so fickle right now, with copyright strikes, blocking the actual channel, blocking the video, blocking it in the US, blocking it all together. If you get 3 copyright strikes, I mean, your channel's gone. And they don't give a fuck if you got 20 million subscribers. So you got to really kind of be careful on what you end up putting on. That's why people don't usually have, live game footage from the NFL or MLB or NBA. And if they do, they might have like a Good Morning Football or a program, and they're overseas, maybe somewhere in Asia or somewhere overseas. But like I said, at this point, I just want to try to be able to get the stream to go from here to the TV, so that way we can have a watch party and we can watch this together. Brute Saint in the building. What to do? Nathan Dotson in the building. Ryan Strick in the building. Message from a Golden Eagle in the building. Hoping that Brady hits the Cowgirls with a 95 bulge roll in week 1. Hey, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that the game will be a lot closer than people think. If anyone else has HBO Max, let me know what I need to be able to do to be able to get things situated, since we are doing a watch party here. Michael in the building, what to do. So like I said, I know a lot of people are scrambling trying to get this. It's on HBO Max, $9.99 or $14.99, I believe, with ads. I had to borrow my friends because normally we end up having HBO, but I had to move recently. So things got kind of switched up based on our plan. And I got the app on my phone. Okay, here we go. HBO Hard Knocks. All right, I should be able to transfer this to the TV. Like I said, and apologize, like I've never done this before with this app. So I'm hoping that I can get this to come on properly. And hopefully we're good to go because it's 7 p.m. It should be starting like pretty much right now. So here we go. Let's see. And like I said, if HBO and if the NFL were a little bit more lenient, obviously if I could just twist it sideways on the screen, I would. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't want to. All right, so it looks like I got it. All right, so if you guys end up having, HBO Max, that's really the way to go. You can stream it on your phone or on your computer. You can actually stream it onto the TV. And like I said, I know a lot of people, they're like, Orion, why don't you just throw it on your channel? Yeah, I would. Like I said, they're not going to fucking take my channel away, and I've been working really hard at putting over 100,000 hours, with the channel. A lot of time, a lot of grind, and if I end up putting one show up like an HBO Hard Knocks and then my channel's gone forever, not really worth it to me. All right, baby, here we go. Let's go. HBO Hard Knocks, Dallas Cowboys. Let's go, baby. NWSF Chain Gang in the building. Let's go. Gang. I mean, HBO Max is going to be the best way to check it out. There's going to be 5 episodes, and I've been watching this since HBO Hard Knocks in the very beginning, ever since they started. And if there was a way for me to be able to adjust it, I would. Prez, HBO Max. Got Dak Prescott on the screen right now. Let's go. I can't wait for the season for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I've been a Bucs fan since 1995. Offensive line is a big concern. Defense is a very big concern, but I believe in Zeke. This season, he lost a lot of weight. I believe in Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup, but who I really love is C.D. Lamb. Chris Guzman in the building. What to do, man? Washington football team in the house. Obviously, I feel that they might be the front runner to win the division, the NFC East, but I think Cowboys and Giants are right there as well. Fucking Dak. And whether you love Dak or hate Dak, he's great for the league. Like I said, because as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, I would take Dak Prescott on my team in a heartbeat. A lot of people criticize, a lot of people hate. I still think that he is a top 12 quarterback in this league. Maybe not top 5, maybe not top 8, but I would definitely put him in my top 12. But there is times where he plays like a top 5 quarterback. Big facts. Great leader. People like him. Definitely overachieved. Anytime you're a 3rd or 4th stringer and you're from Mississippi State and you've played as much, consistent, great football like he has. They still haven't won a Super Bowl just yet. I get it. But I root for the guy. I root for all 32 teams in the NFL, even the Detroit Lions. That's facts. A.J. Sillman. I know a lot of people are scrambling looking for it, but the best way to do it is just have the HBO Max, pay the $9.99 for the month, so that way you can catch all 5 episodes and then cancel it if you need to after that, and then we can just watch all together. Yeah. Dak is the heart of the Cowboys, but guess what? A big piece is going to be Micah Parsons. This guy could be all pro year 1. You saw him in the Hall of Fame game. He really reminds me of like a Darius Leonard, Fred Warner, Devin White, that type of linebacker. The best linebackers in the game right now, we already know, are Devin White from my Buccaneers, Darius Leonard from the Colts, Fred Warner from the Niners, Bang Bang Niner Gang, and who? Bobby Wagner from the Seahawks. This guy could be the 5th best. I mean, Micah Parsons is legit. He is my favorite, and I watched him at Penn State his whole career, all right? I don't think it's on NFL Game Pass. You have to have HBO Max, the app. So if you download the app really quickly, right, and you can either do the $9.99 option with ads or without ads, I would recommend doing that. You're going to be able to get this for a whole month. Cancel it after. It's worth it. $2.50 an episode? Fuck it, dude. I mean, I know people want to stream it illegally, but, I mean, you might get a virus on your computer. Sometimes that shit ain't worth it, Let's go. If I was able to throw it up here on the screen too, I would. You know what I mean? I've seen guys do it sideways and kind of crooked, and they get away with it for a little while. But I don't want to get a copyright strike or get my channel blocked. I love Hard Knocks. I've been watching since the beginning, but I don't want to get my shit fucking taken away. Oh, there we go. Micah Parsons, my boy. I'm telling you, a chance to be a Pro Bowler or All-Pro year one. I really do think he's on that Devin White, Darius Leonard, Fred Warner, Bobby Wagner level. I really do. This guy is the real deal, Holyfield. People are going to buy this guy's motherfucking jersey left and right. Not only Cowboys, but fans on the outside when you watch this guy. They were hoping Van Der Esch was going to be this guy, but he's had the injuries. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. You got a lot of pieces. No more Byron Jones. No more Byron Jones, because we know obviously he's no longer there. But you're going to see Micah Parsons from Penn State make so many plays this season. He already did in the Hall of Fame game. Let's go. And obviously seeing Dan Quinn and the defensive coordinator, you want good defense. Legion of Boom, help them. Obviously with Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor, Brandon Browner. All right, then he went to the Falcons at head coach. Garbage. But now he has a chance to prove himself. I don't like Mike McCarthy personally. I think that will be the coach in between until you get to that good spot to maybe make an NFC championship game. I think he'll get fired at some point. But if Dak ends up having a healthy season all the way through, we're talking playoffs. And we could talk about an NFC East championship competing with the Giants and the Washington football team. Yeah, I can't risk it. I mean, like I said, if I could throw it up here and just get it on here and then make it sideways, trust me, I would love to be able to throw NFL game highlights live and call the games that way. But until I have a relationship with the NFL directly, I do not want to have all my hard work taken away for just a 30-minute spot or a 1-hour show. So, Jerry Jones in California. Cowboys secondary, A.J. Sillman, weakest on the defense. I agree with that, but they're starting to get really comfortable with the guys that they have up front. They're, front 7, front 8. Their D-line and their linebacking crew, when healthy, pretty good. It just depends on the discipline and working together. That's really what it's going to come down to. But I'll tell you what, their wide receiving core, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, C.D. Lamb, all right, paired up with Dak and Zeke, the offensive line isn't the same. Tyron Smith, we obviously need to see him not get banged up. And obviously we know with Travis Frederick and some of those other pieces that we used to have, the 3-headed horse on that O-line when Zeke first came in the league, they don't have that anymore. They only got 2 now. So they're going to have to kind of, work that out. But this could be a special year for the Dallas Cowboys. They could win the NFC East. They could get the wild card, or they could finish in 3rd place with like a 500 record, a 9-8, 8-9 record. It's really going to come down to Dak Prescott and the defense, and if he can stay healthy for the full season. And Kellen Moore's going to have to be a great play caller. That's facts. BS Podcast. He said, BSS Podcast. I'm a Vikings fan, but I respect the direction of the Cowboys. Absolutely. They need a lot of work. Your Minnesota Vikings, Skull. I could see them as a sleeper wildcard team this season. Not a lot of people are talking about them. I think all the teams in the NFC West can make the playoffs. Tampa's making it. Green Bay's making it. One team from the NFC East is going to make it. Cowboys or Washington or the Giants, more than likely. But if there's one other team, I definitely think it's the Minnesota Vikings. Sleeper on the NFC side. God, I love Hard Knocks. Let's go. They could use a lot more than those Lombardis. 92, 93, and 95. I remember it well. I mean, I've been watching football since 1985. So when they won their first one with Troy Aikman, I was 10 years old? So 10, 11, and 13. Big chunk of my memories of my childhood, even though I kind of rooted more for the Niners growing up when I was a kid, before I ended up establishing myself as a Buck fan in 95. Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks. Oh, Dak. Come on now. Come on, Dak. I love seeing Dak footage. He's so criticized, so hated, just like Carson Wentz. When Carson Wentz was on Philly and Dak was on Dallas, there's just so many shit talkers from the opposing teams in the NFC East, but also just around the league. And now Carson Wentz, I think, is mentally broken. But I think Dak, if he can stay healthy, we're talking about comeback player of the year, kind of like an Alex Smith. But the difference is Dak has got a lot of room to improve, and he can end up getting that team to an NFC championship game in the next 2 to 3, 4 years. I don't think it'll necessarily be this year, but I mean, if the Cowboys can keep improving the secondary, the defense, get a better head coach, watch out. The Dallas could eventually make that run where they end up, winning maybe 10, 11, 12 games and go a little bit further than people think. Obviously, people like to call them America's disappointment, right? But After they get rid of Mike McCarthy, I feel that next guy, that maybe could be the guy that takes them to the promised land, at least get, further in the playoffs. I like Dak. He's got a good throwing motion. Watching him at Mississippi State. Underrated, right? He's got great accuracy. Could be getting better in the red zone. That's where he kind of struggled. But the O-line needs to do their job. Zeke needs to lay off the ho-hos and the ding-dongs and the chips. Needs to stay healthy, be disciplined. And we're going to see great things on the defense with Micah Parsons. I'm telling you. Absolutely love him. Truly Greens, Mike will probably get traded. If he doesn't get traded this season, can't guard Mike, it's a divorce. It's not happening where you guys are going to be able to hash that out. It's either for CJ Henderson and Shark, so he can go back and play with Urban Meyer. But you guys just lost Patrick Robinson. You guys need corner desperately. Michael Thomas will more than likely play this season for you guys, but he will not be on the team next year. Or if they decide to pull the trigger, he'll be gone this year. They will get rid of Michael Thomas. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what planet you're living on, but if you do any reading, you already know the writing is on the wall. That's facts. BSS podcast, McCarthy needs to go. Thought the Cowboys would have learned this after their awful play calling. Well, the thing is also, Kellen Moore is a play caller. And Kellen Moore was the lefty. If you watched him back in college, he was a pretty decent college quarterback. He is a good play caller. But if your defense blows and you don't have good field position, right? Kicker's not making kicks. You got to have a good special teams defense. Offense, you got to be able to have all the guys humming. It's not all about CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Dak, and fucking Zeke Elliott. You got to have more than that. Good O-line, good D-line to get sack lunches. Yum, 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 yum. And you got to have a good play caller and a good head coach. And I don't think they got a good head coach. I wouldn't want him on Tampa. Guzman, yes, I am. I definitely am going to be going live for the Pats versus the Washington football team. And I'm going to start having a lot of guests on the show, co-hosts, and I can also invite people while I do the live streams on here as well. Ooh, Dak, let's go. I love watching this too because you get to see the inside shit, them talking shit to each other, how they actually talk to other teammates, the relationship with the coaches, that secrets, that shit that you want to see that you don't get to see on the NFL, pre-shows in the morning with like Terry Bradshaw or on CBS Sports. You don't see this type of shit, which I absolutely love. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. $ORION NWSF on the Cash App or on the YouTube Super Chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. Zeke. Great player from The Ohio State University. Also a common theme with him and Michael Thomas. They got a little swag. They got some drip, but they get in trouble with the law. And sometimes, not necessarily Michael Thomas get in trouble with the law, but obviously there's some drama there in the locker room. So it'll be interesting. Ohio State players definitely got, a little bit of that it factor. Sometimes it's good for the team, sometimes not. But seems like if Zeke can end up taking care of his body, he might be able to reestablish himself as a top 5 running back in this league. But he hasn't been a top 5 running back for a while. We've seen a lot of other guys take over. AK-41, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Saquon and Run CMC are trying to get back in the mix this year as well. All right, we got Zeke trying to wrap up the present here. This guy doesn't know how to wrap a present. North of the Star. Have you been watching football, my guy? When he ended up getting suspended a couple years ago for about, 4 to 6 games? Go back and do your homework, my guy. Come on now. There has been times where Zeke has gotten in trouble with the law. Let's go, man. Do your research. Your boy watches all 32 teams, 100,000 hours of blood, sweat, and tears. No one's going to cover the NFL like your boy. That's facts. Reaction videos, live streams, we're going to do it all. Putting in that grind, putting out that work. Is it available in Mexico? If you have HBO Max, if you end up just downloading the app really fast, and then you end up doing the subscription, you should be able to hop on and get it immediately. If you try to find it on YouTube, you're probably not going to find it. And if you do, that person's YouTube channel might get taken down, and it'll get blocked, or they might get copyright striked. So... Plus, I don't like going through some of the shady websites, too, because you end up getting, sometimes, viruses and whatnot. And obviously, I just use my computers strictly for business. So I don't have to worry about viruses on mine. But maybe some of y'all with your personal computers, with the porn and all, you got to watch out, because that's how you end up getting your shit fucked up, and then your computer will be broken. All right. Zeke don't know how to wrap up a present worth of shit, dude. What's going on here? We got Dak and Zeke fucking around with each other here. Good relationship. They both came out of the same draft class. Great bond between the two. And like I said, it's just about that defense. But I'm really happy that they did get Micah Parsons over J.C. Horn or Surtain. Micah Parsons is going to have a bigger impact, because that's what they need, that leader on the defense, and they finally found it. This guy can be the guy on the defense, even though DeMarcus Lawrence is there, Jalen Smith and some of these other studs that have been there. I think Micah Parsons is the true Dak Prescott of the defense, and you're going to see it this season. That's facts. Casual NFL fans. Casual.
That's a daunting prospect for NFL defenses. For his first 4 seasons, the man they call Zeke was one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Zeke. Feed him. Nice spin move. Hit him with the spin cycle. We need that O-line to be healthy, though, this season. If that O-line isn't healthy, they're fucked. Same thing with that defense. And then we'll see if Dan Quinn can really earn his money, because that head coach, he was garbage at Atlanta. But Atlanta didn't really have a whole lot to work with. Yeah, you had Matt Ryan. You had Julio, Ridley. You had a few pieces, but defense was atrocious. O-line was bad.
Zeke's always had a swagger and a certain style.
Nincompoop, Chargers going to go off the season. Agreed. They're making the playoffs this year with my boy Justin Herbert. I end up going to pretty much most of the home games front row, in Eugene, here in my hometown in Oregon. That's facts. Oh, hell no. What's going on here? Come on now. Oh, hell no. Come on. Come on, HBO. Don't be fucking up with me right now. Don't be doing this to me. What the fuck is going on? I don't know if anyone else is watching HBO, but this shit just all of a sudden had Zeke on the screen, and then it ended up, I don't know what the fuck happened. So I got to be able to refresh real quick, and hopefully we can get back to business. Come on, Hard Knocks. Don't be doing that shit to me. See, it's funny too. If you end up watching like Peacock Network, if you end up watching shit like that for like WWE, it's just crazy to me how you can have $1 million, $1 billion company, right? And then they have these issues where they can't even get their streams to work. It's just unbelievable to me. So now HBO is saying they have some kind of minor technical difficulties. So I don't know what's going on here. So hopefully I can go out of this real quick, and then we can go on. I was like, man, come on, man. I'm watching HBO Hard Knocks. You got to be fucking kidding me, dude. You know what I mean? There we go. There we go. I knew it. I just had to click a couple buttons. There we go.
A wonder of balance and strength.
Jesus. Come on now. Come on, HBO. Get your shit together. You got all kinds of fans wanting to watch the behind the scenes. You either love them or you hate them with the Dallas Cowboys. No, it's not on Peacock, Ruffles. I'm just talking about WWE Network for their pay-per-views. I'm just saying that a lot of times they'll have buffering issues and they have issues. This will be on HBO on your local provider, on satellite or your TV provider. If you don't have cable or satellite, you can go to HBO Max, download the app, all right? And then if you end up doing one of the two options for the fee, then you can end up getting this episode and then the other 4 that are after that. A lot of the streaming websites are not going to be able to have this on there. At least I've been reaching out to friends. I mean, you might have someone in the chat that might be able to find one and drop the link in there, but I don't know if it'll let you. It's usually with shows like HBO Hard Knocks and, NFL. I mean, they're very strict. It's like the only ones that can get away with it are maybe guys overseas in like Asia. And if they stream it, stick the fucking screen sideways, and then they might get away with it for a little bit before they get it taken down. Saints are not making the playoffs. Stop playing. You guys are crumbling in front of your own very eyes with all your whole entire roster. It's not happening this year. You just got to come to terms with it, man. As far as the Dallas Cowboys are concerned, they're definitely in the mix in the NFC East. Washington football team got the most well-balanced team. Cowboys got the best offense. The Giants have a very well-balanced team, but we don't know about Danny Dimes. And the Eagles probably have the thinnest roster out of the 4 teams, but they're dangerous because you don't really know what you're going to get out of Jalen Hurts or Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders, Zach Ertz. So bad it hurt Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, and that defense. But at this point, you got to think that maybe Washington and Dallas are kind of towards the top. Giants and Eagles are kind of at the bottom, but there could be a lot of movement between now and obviously as we get into week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, as we go into September. And it really is about Dak and the defense. How's Dan Quinn going to do? Going from the worst defense of all time to horrible to bad to average, if that's possible. And if Dak plays the whole year. If he plays the whole year, they can easily get 10 wins. That's facts. Whether you love the Cowboys or hate the Cowboys, I don't have bias. I don't have hate. All right. Bottom line, I call it how I see it. Right down the middle.
When you see an unattended bike, feel free to take that too.
NWSF chain gang in the building. Giants and Philly are not going to compete. I wouldn't say that. Philly might be at the bottom. They'll win more than 2 to 3 games. They might be in that 5 to 7 win range. But don't be sleeping on the Giants if Danny Dimes can figure it out and be at least average. And Saquon plays the whole year with Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney from Florida and that defense and all the moves that they've made on offense and defense. I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants win a wild card or compete for the division title. Because especially if Dak gets injured, the Eagles are bad. The Giants and Washington will be competing for that spot. That's facts. But I think at this point right now, I like Washington's team the best. But Ryan Fitzmagic could be Ryan Fitzmagic or Ryan Fitztragic. I mean, we don't really know what Ryan we're going to get. But I do like Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas at tight end, Curtis Samuel from the Panthers, Scary Terry McLaurin's a stud. All right, Chase Young and that defense is amazing. So I like teams that have balance. So right now, Washington, the football team, formerly the Redskins, they have the most balance. But I think Dallas, if they can get their shit together, they could be one of the dangerous teams in the playoff push for sure. It's all about Dak and the defense. And I love Micah Parsons. Oh, man, I love this. I love HBO Hard Knocks. Shout out to everyone that's watching the live stream, the watch party with me. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. If there's anyone in the chat that has any other opportunities on how to watch this besides HBO Max, you can obviously put them in the chat for anyone that might be looking, but I haven't been able to find any other options to be able to watch this besides actually going through the HBO Max app or having it through your cable or satellite provider. Otherwise, I would let you know. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. $ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is for every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. Live play-by-play and reactions. We're on the cusp of 20,000 subscribers. Very exciting. We're going to be doing a lot of games through preseason and the regular season, as well as a lot of reaction videos for NFL, college football, NBA, WWE, AEW, and all of the above, and the MLB as we get into the playoff push in October. Oh, team meetings for cuts. These are the worst. Oh, these are the worst. You got the Giants winning the East. It's their turn. I think it could happen. I don't think that the Giants are trash. I mean, if you can just get some decent play out of Danny Dimes, I think Washington and the Giants, probably have the best chance. Dallas, it all depends on Dak because I think he's more injured than they're leading on. And if he's not 100% and he gets banged up or he's fucked up going into the first month, they might drop too many games to catch up to some of the other teams in the division, depending on what happens. I mean, we have to wait and see, but I really do feel Dak is – they're not really leading on how bad he's hurt. Not only with just the ankle, but the shoulder. But definitely there is a possibility that the Giants do win, but it's up to Danny Dimes, if he's Danny Dimes or Danny Pennies or Danny Dallas, right? And Saquon. Saquon's got to stay healthy for him for the whole year.
What's that? So when they reverse it? Yeah. Okay, so
he is injured. Trust me, I watched an NFL Inside Training Camp. All right, I go through all the outlets. You know what I mean? Through the team websites, Jane Slater, Good Morning Football, Pat McAfee Show. I usually do about 6 to 8 hours of reading every day in film study. He is I mean, you can have him throwing out there, but that doesn't mean that he's 100%. I can already tell when I'm watching him on the field and what kind of drills that they have him doing. You'll see once we get to week 1. I do not think that he is 100%. They're definitely not disclosing all the injuries. It's like Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. I mean, he fucking played through a torn MCL all last year, and you never knew until after we won the Super Bowl. We'll see, Pale Moon. I'm telling you. Troy Aikman calls it right down the middle. He's not a type of guy, to sugarcoat shit. I mean, if anyone's really going to know what's going on, it's certain guys that are linked, to the Dallas Cowboys. So, well, shit, man. If you don't know, you don't know. Gannon, your boy covers all 32 teams. There's a reason why I'm at 20,000 subscribers. All right. You don't get to 20,000 by just being lucky. All right. Lots of research, lots of film, 100,000 hours put into the channel. No one's going to call a live stream better than me. I mean, shit, EA Sports steals fucking material from me, just like all the other big shows, podcasts, and TV. Sack Lunch, Yum, Yum, Yum. Where the fuck do you think they got that from? They stole that shit from me. I need to trademark all my catchphrases and all my nicknames. So if you don't know, recognize. This is the #1 NFL channel for NFL live play-by-play and reactions. Ask anyone that's in the room that's been part of the channel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. 9 years in, 5th year on YouTube. We're growing. We're grinding. Plus, I don't think there's a lot of people that could stream with 20 to 50 people in the room to make $100 to $500 every game they do. I mean, I've seen people that have thousands in the room that don't make that kind of donation money. So obviously, the people fuck with me because they know how much hard work that I put in. And obviously, I have a full-time job that I do on top of this. That's facts. Best fans in the world, the Fanatic family, all of y'all. All right, they got Gilbert out there. The lat. And like I said, Pale Moon, you can say that he's not hurt, but I mean, they're never going to always disclose how injured a guy is. I mean, why are they going to give that ammunition? So, but we'll see on how it goes. And if he ends up re-aggravating something, don't be surprised if he ends up missing time within the first 5 weeks. I hope he's okay. I hope he's not hurt. I want him to be healthy, play the whole year, win comeback player of the year, throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards. I want to see my boy CeeDee Lamb dominate. He's my favorite player on the Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb. Him, Justin Jefferson, and I feel A.J. Brown are the best young wide receivers in the league, let alone with a guy maybe like Jamar Chase coming in the league this year that you could add that guy to the group too. But I want to see them do great. And on the flip side, I love Micah Parsons. That's my favorite on the defense. I do watch 6 hours of film and read. You obviously, I mean, if you don't know about the channel, you don't know. I mean, obviously I'm proven. Often imitated, never duplicated.
You gotta get really used to that, baby. That's why he's going to go to state and not Penn State.
Oh, shit.
Linebacker
Micah Parsons. Let's go. Yeah, Kellen Moore, I do like him as a play caller. I do too. Pale Moon. He definitely gets criticized sometimes, but if the O-line is banged up, defense sucks. McCarthy's not really that great of a head coach, in my opinion. You definitely can replace him. Who's better, CMC or AK-41? Both healthy. Ooh. That's debatable. I mean, it just depends. I mean, if I'm going to go for CMC or AK, maybe I go, I mean, AK-41 is my favorite running back in the league, even though I'm a Bucs fan, because I'm not biased. But I think right now, Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league. You also had Dalvin Cook and Saquon and some of these other guys trying to get their position. But, I mean, they're both fantastic. I don't know if you can really say one is better than the other. They're both top 5 running backs. They both have the ability to be in the top 3. But at this point, I think Derrick Henry is the best running back in football. And if he gets, 1,500 to 2,000 yards and leads the league in rushing 3 years in a row, watch out. Titans could end up overachieving and end up making an AFC championship game. I know people are sleeping on them, but who plays better in November and December when the weather gets cold? It's not Run CMC. It's not AK-41. It's not Saquon, right? It's not Dalvin Cook. It's Derrick Henry. So, I mean, the defense still has questions with Bud Dupree and all, but, I mean, Julio, A.J. Brown, Tannehill, King Henry, that's a nice combo. Offensive line needs to do their job, though. But definitely right now it's the Chiefs, the Browns, the Bills, the Titans, and then you got other teams like the Pats, right? Maybe the Chargers, the Ravens, and New England, possibly Miami, right? And on the NFC, you got Tampa Bay, the Rams, the Niners, Green Bay. And then you got a few other teams like the Vikings, maybe Washington football team or Dallas, and everyone in the NFC West. Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, everyone in the mix. Let's go. These guys love Micah Parsons too. Bang! Micah Parsons, baby. Let's go. Bang! $5. Birdman 951. Thank you, Tampa Bay, for giving the Cowboys their first loss, which I will. I do think that's going to happen. I think we will smack them around. Tampa is going to have Tom Brady and the whole squad play, even in the first preseason game this weekend. We're not fucking around. All right, I've been a Buck fan since 95. I've been watching football since 85. I definitely feel that the Cowboys will compete, but in the second half, we will pull away. I don't think we're going undefeated. We could lose, 5-6 games a season, but as long as you get hot in December, you don't have to be the best team in football. You just have to be the hottest team. And just like Tampa was last year, right? You have to be hot, 4-0 in December, and then keep it moving. And then sometimes things happen. But I would love to see Tampa and the Chiefs in a rematch in the Super Bowl. If we win, great. We go for 2. If we lose, you're not going to see me cry about it. I just want to be relevant because I've been so bad from 2008 to 2019. Jameis Winston era, horrible, right? So now with Tom, it's like at least we're relevant right now, and we did the unthinkable. We actually overachieved and won the Super Bowl. Amazing, but I'm not a cocky guy. I'm not going to be rubbing it in. That was last year. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm thinking about this year. I just want to be able to be competitive and play some great football and maximize Brady's window as long as I can. Birdman, $5, my boy. Appreciate you very, very much, man. I will give them their first loss. Facts. Not buying the Cardinals north of the star. I think it's either them or the Seahawks for the last, team in the NFC West. You're going to have the Niners are going to get in, the Rams are getting in, and it's going to be Seahawks or Cardinals, depending on if Kyler shits the bed in December or if Russell Wilson can find a way. But that O-line is fucked up. D-line's trash. DK's great. Tyler get to the door and Lockett's great. You know what I mean? You got some pieces there, but the defense is booty-os. I mean, I like Bobby Wagner, but defense is atrocious. O-line is horrible. Coaching is bad. Pete Carroll needs to get fired. Schneider needs to get fired at GM. So we'll see. And every time we doubt Seattle, you do have a top 3 quarterback in the league, and Russell Wilson, Mr. Dangerous, Mr. Unlimited. So we'll see. I think the Cardinals have more of a well-balanced team, but it really is going to be up to Kingsbury and Kyler to take it to the next level. You got J.J. Swat there too. So Buda Baker's a stud. Chandler Jones is a stud. AJ Green might be able to have a resurgence in his career since he's now over with the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler. So Nathan Dotson, barring injuries, Tampa can very well repeat. I think so too. I think that there's a great chance for us to be able to get to the NFC Championship game, but I'm not thinking that far ahead. Try to win the NFC South, which we should, because the Saints and the Panthers and the Falcons aren't going to be as good, at least this year on paper, right? And then competing with Green Bay and the Niners and the Rams and Cardinals and Seahawks, Vikings, maybe, Cowboys or Washington. I like our chances. But I think the 3 top teams right now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kansas City Chiefs, Cleveland Browns. So I would assume that you're going to have those teams in the AFC, NFC Championship game. Green Bay Packers with Rodgers as well, have to be in the mix as long as Rodgers doesn't get hurt. Buffalo Bills are great, but I like Cleveland Browns and their depth on defense. Getting Troy Hill coming over from the Rams, John Johnson III at safety. The defense is legit. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I mean, they got Del Pitt from LSU who got hurt. They got Ward at corner. I mean, Cleveland Browns, they got it. And we're not even mentioning fucking Clowney. Clowney's kind of garbage, and they still got him. So, but don't be surprised if you see the Browns in the AFC Championship game, and don't be surprised if you see Chiefs Bucks in a repeat of the Super Bowl. Facts. Bang! Birdman, my boy. What game are you most excited for this season for Tampa? Every game, but obviously the one that excites me the most, it's the game of the century, week 4 against New England when Tom goes back and to go against Belichick. That game is going to be like the game of the century. Tom's only opportunity, really, that he's going to go back to New England, even if he stays for a couple more years. It's going to be a competitive game, a game that we could lose. You might get Cam Newton and Mac Jones in that game, but I'm looking forward to that one. I love playing the Saints every year, regardless on who's there, on their roster. Panther games, Atlanta. But I would say New England in week 4. Rams, obviously with Stafford, will be exciting too. I could drop that game as well. But I just love playing against the best in the NFL. So, but I think the one that I got circled, definitely Birdman, is going to be week 4 against New England in New England at Gillette. Birdman, 951-499. Bang! $10 for my boy already. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, the only way anyone else can win the AFC if Mahomes gets hurt, or if Baker takes his game to the next level. You know, Chubb and Kareem Hunt are great. Odell Beckham doesn't get hurt, has a great December, and the defense plays like Tampa Bay. Think about it. If the Browns defense plays like Tampa Bay, right, in the Super Bowl, the Browns legitimately have a shot, I think, to compete with the Chiefs. The Bills, if they had a running back, a 3-headed, running back like a Josh Jacobs from the Raiders, or a Jonathan Taylor, or a Najee Harris, then the Bills can be in the conversation. The Bills will be great, but if they don't have a stud running back, that's what's going to hold them back from getting to a Super Bowl, in my opinion. Once they get that running back, then they can compete with the Browns and obviously the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the long-term, great team for a long, long time. They should be the New England Patriots of 20 years ago. It should be the Chiefs for the next 10 years. They will be the team to beat. My window for Tampa Bay is only as long as Tom Brady is there. So I got maybe 1 or 2 more years, and then we'll see if it's Kyle Trask from Florida or if I can bring in someone like a Kirk Cousins or a Tannehill or draft someone else. Yeah, we'll be marked like every Super Bowl team, Troy Dudley, but not every Super Bowl team, right, brings back all 22 starters, all coaches, all coordinators, and even the kicker. It's the first time it's been done in like 30, 40 years. So with Tom, AB, Gronk, all the depth that I have at tight end, wide receiver, offensive line, defense, I like my chances to go for 2. And I know it's impossible usually to have the same team go back to the Super Bowl, let alone the same rematch. It's like unheard of, right? But if it were to happen this year, would anyone really be that surprised? The Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. Browns and Bills could compete, but if it's a 4-quarter game and Mahomes is there, they should find a way to win. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. Facts. But then I got Tom Brady on the other hand, who's the GOAT, right? If you have him, that game-winning drive or, having the ball in his hands, if you have Tom and you have a good O-line, a good defense, good coaching, you got a shot. You might not win the Super Bowl or get to the NFC Championship game or AFC, but you always have a shot with Brady as long as he has weapons around him. Gannon, I appreciate that. A lot of people when they come in, they don't know who I am or what the channel's about. We got the best chat room for the Fanatic family on YouTube. Lots of intelligent fans from Oregon, California, all the way to the East Coast from New York. To Pennsylvania, all the way to the South in Florida and Alabama. We got people in Canada, Mexico, Australia, you know what I mean? And I usually cover mostly NFL, college football. I'm a Buck fan, Oregon Duck fan for a long time. Blazers, Mariners, met Ken Griffey Jr., met Sandy Koufax. My dad's a Dodger fan, so I fuck with them as well. But like I said, the main thing that really separates me is the coverage of all 32 teams, no bias. And like I said, I really cover them in depth, just like my own team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you don't really get that in-depth analysis. I got the best content NFL-wise, I feel, on YouTube, period. I got the voice, I got the energy, I got the passion. And like I said, to get to 20,000 subscribers, it's not like I'm a female. It's not like I'm on a Twitch stream where you can see a video game in the background. It's pretty much just me being myself, grinding, hustling, and spreading the knowledge and not being biased. And people can respect that. I don't fucking say dumb shit. You know what I mean? I'm not like Skip and Shannon. I'm not like Skip Bayless. I call it how I see it. Texas boy, Bucks overrated. Not happening, my guy. Do your research. Do your research. Bucks are not overrated. We're the best team in football, not named the Kansas City Chiefs. You don't return all your starters, pick up Joe Tryon from UW, even get Ryan Suckup to come back, right? Byron Leftwich is still the OC. Todd Bowles, the best D coordinator in the league, all right? And you got Bruce Arians, a top 10 coach in the NFL right now, a future Hall of Famer. Let alone with Brady, right? You got Leonard Fournette, you got Rojo, you brought in Giovanni Bernard from the Bengals, you got Mike Evans, you got Godwin, you got fly like a butterfly, sting like AB, you got fucking scoot Scotty Miller, all right? We got Tyler Johnson, all right? You got Darden, you got depth on depth on depth, OJ Howard, Cameron Brate, all right? Do I need to keep going? All right, Rob Gronkowski, all the guys, JPP, Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett, Devin White, Levante David, Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Antoine Winfield Jr. I mean, do you want me to still keep going? Come on now. Come on now. I mean, you got to understand how much reading and film study you got to do to know all the names of all the players, all the backups, all the coaches. Not a lot of people have that kind of dedication. Facts.
It's turning out to be a pretty good.
Yeah, they're definitely not overrated. Bucks got lucky. Dak was injured. He would way better numbers than Brady. Yeah, that's how Brady put up high 4,000 numbers. Third in passing last year at 43 years old. Get the fuck out of here, man. No one thought Brady would be third in passing. All right, but you don't turn the football over, right? And you end up executing the offense, having that leadership as the fourth head coach. Tom Brady is. There is no luck about it. The defense is one of the best in the league. I mean, you could argue with the D-line, maybe Washington football team's D-line is just as good as ours or slightly better because they're younger with Chase Young. But if you look at position by position, we don't really have any weaknesses in our game. Coaching staff, defense, everyone said our secondary was bad. 32 out of 32 going into the year. By the time the year ended, we had a top 10 secondary. Everyone said that we had a horrible bottom top 10 O-line. Now we're number 4 offensive line in the NFL. So Brady is not underrated. And like I said, a lot of people don't like Brady. I wasn't a really big Brady guy. Okay. When he was on New England, there's a lot of jealousy. They were winning a lot of games. They were cheating, with all the deflate gates and the spy gates. I get it. All right. That's more on Belichick. Brady was guilty too. All right. But it shows you the greatness of Brady. All right. To be able to not only come back 28-3 with the Falcons, not a lot of QBs could do that besides Peyton Manning, but the very first year with, COVID and everything that's going on, to be able to overachieve and get as far as we did and win, and then to win 31-9 and hold Mahomes and no touchdown passes. Don't give me that. You know what I mean? Our defense is the real deal Holyfield, and Brady knows how to run an offense. He makes everyone better. I mean, he's proven it. You know what I mean? 10 Super Bowls, 7 wins. I mean, what else do you want to say? And he's not done. He might be able to get 1 or 2 more before he retires. So whether you love him or you hate him, I mean, at this point, it's not as rootable when he was on New England, but when he's on the Bucks, I've had a lot of people tell me that they're rooting for me and they're rooting for him on my team because it's different, and it is. NFC is definitely tough. It's all about sustaining the legacy. Rod X, I think the Bucks are going to be a better team than last season, and we ended up winning 11 games, went 11-5, and we still won the Super Bowl. So I definitely think if we go 11-6, right, 12-5, that's okay. I don't need to go undefeated. I like losing games. That helps you get refocused. You know what I mean? And you got to think we lost to the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Bears by 3. The only games that we lost by 9 points or more are to the Saints 2 times, and that was well deserved. 38-3, that ass beating in Tampa in week 9. All right. Congratulations. They worked us, right? And they were definitely very overconfident going into the playoffs, but it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. And Tampa proved that. You know what I mean? And if you look at all the games, the Washington football team, when we played them in the first round, then we played the Saints, then we played the Packers, and then the Chiefs. The Packers and the Saints game were the most kind of, right on the edge of the seats where it could have went either way. You know what I mean? But the defense kind of held Drew down, with some big key plays by Devin White. And obviously Tom, exploiting the defense with Scotty Miller, with King, with that long bomb right before halftime. If that doesn't happen, maybe the Packers win that game, especially with Aaron Rodgers not being able to go for it on 4th down, right? If they would have had the chance with LaFleur, maybe they go for it to get a touchdown and the Bucks lose. So, I always take everything as a humble experience. You got to think, I've been a Bucks fan since 95. It was great from 95 to 2002 with Allstott and Sapp and Brooks and Lynch and Rondé Barber. But after 2002, it was horrible. 2005, we had a playoff run with Chris Sims, lost to the Washington Redskins. 2007 with Jeff Garcia, and that was it. Then no playoffs from 08 to 2019, losing games 40-0, winning 2 games to 7 games every year. My season over by October. That's not fucking fun. All right. You know what I mean? But I keep a positive head. I'm a Duck fan. I'm a Buck fan. I try to watch the Blazers and the Mariners, Dodgers for my dad, but I really fuck with, the Blazers, Mariners part-time, right? Buccaneers, Ducks full-time. And I love wrestling. I'm a big AEW, WWE guy, ECW, WCW. So that's right there at the top. I do a lot of those pay-per-views as well for live streams. You guys can hop in there, but it's not easy being a Buck fan and a Duck fan normally. We usually get our ass kicked where the Ducks aren't good enough to win the Natty. We can get there, but we lose to Ohio State or Bama or Clemson or a top-tier team at Auburn with Cam, right? But we can go to a Rose Bowl and win, and that's good enough for me. Unless you're Alabama, Clemson, LSU, or Ohio State, it's like you got no fucking chance. But I'm cool with winning a Rose Bowl. That's okay. But with Tampa, it's a blessing. If anyone deserves to have that success, man, it was Tampa. And now it changed our future forever. Now I'm rooting for teams like the Detroit Lions, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Football Jets. Jets, Jets. I mean, the bad teams, I want them to be good. No one wants to see teams be horrible forever. I feel really bad for Detroit. You know, Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Stafford. I mean, at some point, gosh, I want them to win. I want them to be a good team. I don't want to see anyone suffer. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm a fan of the game. I love all 32 games, all 32 teams. I love Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night. And I love programs like this so we can see behind the scenes with like CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Gallup. Then we got Peyton Manning on the screen. Love him. Now, I've always been a Joe Montana, Peyton Manning guy, but you got to respect, you know, Tom Brady, even if you don't like him. You didn't like him on the Bucs or the Patriots, but when he's, you know, retired and you reflect on his career, you can't just deny the fact that he was a damn good football player. And obviously, if Belichick couldn't do it after he left, was it Brady or Belichick that made him great? It obviously is Brady, not Belichick. That's facts. I think the Browns do have hope, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Browns make the Super Bowl this year. I think the Chiefs are the front runner, right? Browns and Bills are contenders, right? Just like the Bucs are the front runner, and then the Green Bay Packers, the Niners, the Rams are contenders. But I think the Bucs and the Chiefs, if there's no injuries that are big to Kelsey, Tyreek, Mahomes, Brady, Mike Evans, Gronk, Godwin, we got a shot. Lombardi, Lenny. Yeah, Stafford, I can't wait to see Stafford play. Facts. That's going to be fun. If it's Stafford and Brady in the NFC Championship game, oh, God, that'd be great. Or if we get Bills and Chiefs, you know, in the AFC Championship game, or Browns and Chiefs, yeah, fucking give me that. That's great matchups. That's ratings all day. But I can't wait for college football. I'll be doing a lot of Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, LSU, Oregon live streams. And I'll be doing all kinds of NFL coverage. Yeah, baby! Micah Parsons. Look at the hustle. Look at the energy. He's a sideline guy. He reminds me of Devin White, right? Fred Warner, Darius Leonard, Bobby Wagner. Those are the top 4 linebackers in the league. This guy reminds me of those guys. He's great. He's great. He's going to be one of the top selling jerseys on defense for sure. Love his game. And if you watched him at Penn State, you could already tell. Best linebacker in the draft. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah for Cleveland will be doing some big things from Notre Dame, but he ain't no Micah Parsons. And I definitely love J.C. Horn, the corner from the Panthers. Hashtag keep pounding. And I also like Patrick Surtain II, obviously on the Denver Broncos. So 2 corners and a linebacker. Those are my dudes because I'm a defensive guy first. Linebacker, safety, corner, D-tackle, DN. I love defense first, which is rare for anyone on YouTube or on social media or anyone in general. And I love offensive line second. Most people like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Those are secondary to me. Those are the glorified positions. You know, you win football games and Super Bowls by offensive line, defensive line pressure, good coaching, and great defense. Cowboys needed to do a lot more in that Hall of Fame game. It was a little disappointing, but you had a lot of the backups out there. Don't worry, Cowboy fans. Mike McCarthy will get fired, right? After this season, more than likely, depending on if Dak gets them to the playoffs or not. Hopefully Jerry Jones isn't an idiot, all right, but they need someone better as we see Micah Parsons on the screen, balling out. Love him. If you're a linebacker and you're good, I don't give a fuck on what team you're on. New England, Dallas, those are the 2 most hated teams in the NFL. If you're a great fucking player, I'm going to shout you out. Stephon Gilmore, stud. All right, I don't give a fuck if he's on the Patriots. All right, Micah Parsons for Cowboys, stud. CeeDee Lamb, stud. All right? CD ain't like Amari Cooper, like the most boring elite wide receiver in the league. He's a top 12 wide receiver, but he's boring as hell. Amari Cooper might be the most boring wide receiver in the league. It's like Marvin Harrison, but even more boring. At least Marvin gave you a little bit of splish and splash and a little bit of pizzazz. Amari's boring as shit. He's just coming off the PUP list, but he's a good football player. Don't get me wrong, but CeeDee Lamb, that's like highlight reel every game, and he's going to really step up. He's way better than Michael Gallup. And I think Amari Cooper, even though he's known as the number 1, at some point CeeDee Lamb can take that over. I think he's that damn good. Him, Justin Jefferson for the Vikings, he can be on that feeling level or better, which I think he is better. And then you got a guy like A.J. Brown, who I think is better than Julio, and that's saying a lot. Those are the future of the NFL at wide receiver, not excluding Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati this season. Okay, Cowboys. I love this, man. I love this. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. $ORION NWSF on the Cash App or the YouTube Super Chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. And we're on the cusp of 20,000 subscribers. Once we get to 20,000, I'll be doing an NFL jersey giveaway. Not just a screen print for $100. I'm going to do the mid-tier, the $150 sewn jersey. All right. And maybe a t-shirt or a hat to go along. So if you know anyone that loves football, that loves NFL, that loves entertaining chats and live streams, like I said, help your boy out. Help me get to that 20,000 mark. And like I said, the next goal after that is 21, 22, 25, 30. And then going from 3.3, 3.4 million views to 4 million views and 5 million. And then I'll have closer to 1,500 live streams and videos in the library. Right now we're over 1,100. So over 100,000 hours of blood, sweat, and tears put into the channel. I got 2 jobs, full-time regular warehouse job, unloading the trailers here in Oregon and doing a lot of that hard grunt work. And then 5 to 6 hours of reading, research, film study, and then doing this channel full-time as well. So your boy's a grinder, never quit. And obviously giving up a PSA 9 Michael Jordan rookie card, to make this channel happen 4 years ago. Which is worth about $20,000 now. If you want to go to my Instagram, you can see a picture of my PSA 9 Jordan that I sacrificed for believing myself in the dream. Facts. Beautiful card. I got about $6,000 for it, but my, iMac is about $3-4 grand. Speakers $1,000. Microphones $1,000. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices to believe in yourself and your dreams. So, $20,000 Michael Jordan rookie card or 20,000 subscribers. I'd rather have the relationship and the 20,000 subscribers. I'll be able to get the Jordan rookie card again. But definitely it was my most prized possession, me being a toy collector and a sport card collector since 1985. Oh, baby, I love Hard Knocks. Dan Quinn, McCarthy. I don't really know what Jerry Jones saw in McCarthy. He doesn't really scream leadership. I mean, obviously we saw the success he had in Green Bay. I just don't think that's a really good fit there. But what does Jerry Jones know? I mean, he's kind of like the puppeteer. He loves to control everything. Like Jimmy Johnson was the perfect coach. You know what I mean? That relationship should have lasted a lot longer until he went to like Barry Switzer. But I thought Jimmy Johnson was the best coach the Cowboys, besides Tom Landry from back in the day. I mean, that's really old school for maybe some of y'all may not even know who that is or who I'm talking about. But it's on HBO Go or HBO Max. Connor Williams destroyed Aaron Donald. Yeah, but we still know Aaron Donald's the best defensive player in the league. You might end up doing that in training camp, but we already know Aaron Donald is the best defensive player, arguably, of this generation. So a couple times, in practice is one thing, but let's be honest with ourselves. Anyone would love to have Aaron Donald on their team. Let's go. Oh, man, I can't wait for more preseason games. Thursday, Washington football team versus the New England Patriots. I'm going to be doing that game. So hop in. And like I said, if you end up having StreamYard and good internet and I know you, I might be able to invite you on the stream with me, just like I had with some of my other fans, as well as having some co-hosts this season. We're going to have about 5 or 10 co-hosts, rocking with me in the studio here with me. And then I'm going to be able to invite some of the fans here on StreamYard to be able to just interact with the fans and watch football together. Because it's all about the Fanatic family. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of work, and I'm not even lying about the 5 to 6 hours a day of reading and film study. I mean, for me to know all the names, all the backups, and to go through all the progressions, I mean, if you don't read and watch the film, you're never going to be able to know all of those things. Great first episode. Absolutely love the progression with Dak. Hopefully he's okay. Then you got Zeke. Obviously, we need to see Micah Parsons light it up, which I know he will. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I'll be here again. And like I said, I appreciate every single one of y'all. I wish I could have thrown it on the screen, stuck that son of a bitch sideways, so that way you guys could have watched it on here. But I don't want to get a copyright strike, get my channel taken down. So you got to respect that. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of links that I could see that you could watch it. So if you don't have HBO, Max or HBO Go, the app, download it. I'll be here more than likely for episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5. And also, we're going to have the NFL Top 100. All right, we're going to have a lot of great discussions about that as we're going in. You know, this week, I believe, is when they're going to start it on NFL Network. And they always get that NFL 100 list wrong. It's always fucked up. They had like Patrick Mahomes at 4. It's laughable. But I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. Much love to anyone that donated on the channel through Cash App or through the channel itself. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I love you. And like I said, what a great first episode. Like I said, lots of jockeying, lots of shit talking in the chat. But like I said, we have one thing in common. We love the NFL. NWSF Chain Gang in the building. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I'll be back again tomorrow for another live stream. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and join the best fans on YouTube, the Fanatic family here. The grind to 20K is real. Only need a couple more 100 subs. Once we get there, we're going to be doing that jersey giveaway. Much love to anyone that's new, that's watching. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. You're going to get the energy. You're going to get the fire. You're going to get everything that you want in an NFL live stream, aka channel on YouTube. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace. Gang!